Hi everybody, this is Karma. Welcome back to my channel and my life stories. This video was sponsored by Life Tech for You. A link to Life Tech for You has been listed below. Thank you for joining me today and greetings from Storage Land. I have a story that I know you'll enjoy. So now kick back, relax, and now on to the story. At the time that this story happened, I was new to the storage business. I've been working in the storage business now for over 15 years. When I first got hired as a property manager, I had the opportunity to work with a gentleman I'll call DA for dummy. DA and I shared a last name, so everyone in the company used to delight in saying that he was my cousin. DA was from Louisiana, and I've never met a more chauvinistic and misogynistic man in my life. He treated his poor wife and daughters terribly. His wife had told me a story how she had accidentally tripped over a rock and had broken her arm. She was taken to the hospital where doctors had to do a bone graft in her arm to repair the damage to it. DA drove a dually truck. He was generous enough to pick up his wife at the entrance of the hospital when she got out and waited patiently as she tried the best she could to get up in the passenger seat unassisted with her arm in a sling. He then drove straight to the pharmacy to pick up her pain pills, where he assured her he would wait for her in the truck, no matter how long it took for her to get her prescription. His wife said she had tears in her eyes from the pain of having to get out of the truck unassisted, go into the pharmacy for her painkillers, stand in line, then come back and climb into the truck unassisted. On their way home, she told DA, "I had a bone graft done to my arm." And he said, "Wow, I didn't know that." Cringe. I thought he was the most self-absorbed person I had ever met. When I walked into his property, the first thing I saw was a wall full of plaques that said, "Most rentals, June 2005, July 2005, August 2005, etc." The wall stretched out over a period of 3 to 4 years. I figured that maybe, even though I found him to be abrasive, he was someone who really knew the business. So I resolved to pay attention to anything he said and learn as much as I could. After all, storage is a numbers business, and your bonuses are based on your numbers. I started out my stint as a property manager renting a 10 by 30 storage unit to a walk-in customer at DA's property. I was unable to find DA, so I put on my best "I can help you" customer face and just winged my whole presentation. I was really excited because I had shown the unit all by myself and had the contract front and center. I was covering the last few bits and waiting for his signature when DA finally walked in. "What are you doing?" he asked, and I told him about the rental. As I was pointing to where the tenant's signature goes, he snatched the contract out from under me and said, No, don't sign that, and I'll make a better deal for you." "DA," I said through clenched teeth, "she is fine with this contract and she just needs to sign it." But DA didn't let this deter him. He went back into the system, canceled the contract, and rewrote it, giving the customer a 30% discount. Well, she was thrilled, of course, but I insisted that DA log into the computer under his own name to do this. I wanted nothing to have to do with it at all. I thought this may have been a fluke, but I watched it happen again and again, each and every time he rented a unit. I had heard him complain on more than one occasion that he never made anything for his bonuses. I looked at him in astonishment with my mouth wide open. He's a doofus, I thought, and I'm better off training myself. I still couldn't figure out the plaques on the wall. And then the new one for the current month came in. I asked our district manager about them, and he laughed. He said that there had been a contest for 1 month about 2 years ago, and that DA's property had won. They had received a plaque from the company, and DA was so enamored of the plaque he had received that every month he had ordered a new one for himself from a local trophy shop with the current month for his wall of fame. I hate to pick on poor DA, but this really took the cake. DA had no sense of humor concerning himself at all. He was all machismo and bluster. He tooted his own horn and rang his own bell. His long-suffering wife was simply expected to put up with it. I was definitely not DA's favorite person. After all, I, a woman, talked back to him, and I challenged him at every turn. DA ran a fairly large property with 1,000 storage units, 50 warehouse units, and at least 50 parking spaces. Any property manager worth his salt will covet a property this size, as the sky is the limit where bonuses are concerned. The harder you work, the more you get paid. DA averaged 50 rentals a month, and he was really proud of that. My husband and I ran a small property with close to 500 units. We averaged at least 30 to 40 rentals a month, and sometimes more. One day, I got up on the wrong side of the bed. I was talking to DA on the phone, and he was gloating over the fact that he had more rentals than we did. This really rubbed me the wrong way. I told him, DA, you're an idiot. Your property is bigger than ours. If we had a bigger property, we would rent a lot more units too. Plus, if I had a wife that did all the work, I would be able to sit on my butt doing nothing like you do. DA said, you need to accept that I'm a better property manager than you are. Well, this really got my goat, so I said, DA, I'll bet that I can do more rentals than you for the month of April. DA readily agreed. However, DA never did anything more than what he usually did. I, on the other hand, ramped up all my efforts to rent units. At that time, the company we were working for did not allow for any discounts or specials. Also, we were more expensive than everyone else. We did everything that we could. We were splendiferous on the phone. We also marketed the property to everyone in the neighborhood, at every restaurant we ate at, and at every business we patronized. At the end of the month, DA couldn't wait to call me to let me know that he had his usual 50 rentals. I couldn't contain myself long enough to blurt out that we had 51 rentals that month. DA was shocked, but he said it was a fluke, and the only way he would ever consider that I was a better property manager than he was for me to beat him twice. You're a welcher, DA, I told him, but someone needs to teach you a lesson, so you're on. The month of May came, and in order to give my husband some encouragement for my crazy bet with DA, I came up with a brilliant marketing plan that I kept in a folder. The marketing plan went like this. I had a sign that said, come in and rent from us. If that didn't work, I had another sign that said, come in and rent from us and get a foot massage. If that didn't work, there was another sign that said, come in and rent from us, get a foot massage, and take a picture with the manager of your choice. The fourth sign said, come in, rent from us, get a foot massage, take a picture with the manager of your choice, and register to win an Isuzu Rodeo SUV. Underneath the fourth sign it said, Isuzu Rodeo does not run and must be removed from the property within 5 days, in very small letters. My husband looked at me and rolled his eyes. Wait a minute, I told him. That's not all. To his astonishment, I pulled out a men's red sequin G-string, and I mean string, and twirled it around my finger. You'll have to hold those signs while wearing this, so you better get to work. My husband had been married to me for 14 years at that time. I'm sure that in his mind, he came to the conclusion that I was crazy enough to actually try to make him utilize this brilliant marketing plan. I give him props. Other than myself, no one ever worked harder to get rentals that month. DA called like clockwork at the end of May with his usual 50 rentals. How many rentals did you get? He asked. 52, I answered while dancing a jig. DA refused to believe my number and just hung up on me. Then he called my husband instead to verify our rentals for the month of May. DA, my husband said, just look at the exception reports and you can verify for yourself. This was definitely not what he wanted to hear, but from then on, I took every opportunity to finish every conversation I had with DA with, and we both know that I'm a better property manager than you are. Yeah, I knew this would just thrill him, but I just couldn't help myself. One day I was cleaning out a unit and found that the previous tenant had left a box full of trophies behind. I found a huge first place baseball trophy. I unscrewed the baseball figure and loved that it just said first place. Mwahaha! I immediately went and told my husband my evil plan. We enlisted the help of the district manager and had him take a picture, shaking our hands and pretending to present us with the trophy for most rentals. In the back of the picture, he wrote, "Great job! You are the best property managers in the company," etc. I then took the picture and mailed it to DA in a nice card. I didn't hear back from him, so I tried to call him myself. I was surprised when his wife answered his phone, as DA never let anyone touch his phone. "He's not here," she said. "I don't know what happened to upset him, but he had a heart attack and he's in the hospital." DA was transferred from that nice big property when he got out of the hospital to another property that was the same size as the one my husband and I were on. I asked him how many rentals he had for the month of July, and he answered 20. I never told him we had more than 40 rentals that month. I was afraid it would kill him. Oh boy, the longer I do these stories, the better they get. There are too many people out there that take themselves way too seriously. Maybe they don't have to work as hard as others because they either luck into their position or have lots of help, or maybe they even bully other people into doing their work. I always believe you should be careful though, because there's always someone leaner, meaner, and hungrier that can get the job done. Let me know in the comments section if you've ever had to show someone up that made your life miserable at work, or if you've ever had to teach anyone at work a lesson. This would make a great collection of stories, and if I get enough of them, I will do another video dedicated to this type of revenge, as justice is always the best karma. Thank you to the author that sent me this story. If you would like your story read on my channel, please submit it to karma@karmagetin.com or post to you/Karmagetin on Reddit. All stories will be read anonymously with either initials or descriptions only. Thank you again, LifeTech4You, for sponsoring this video. If you would like to place an order through LifeTech4You, please use discount code Karmagetin, all caps, for a 10% discount and free shipping. That's all for today, folks. Catch you in the next one. And remember, do something nice today and help me change the world.
It's not their turn, it's my turn to shine. Like the rays of the sunlight reaching out my arms.
If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up to help my channel grow. Feel free to share with anyone and subscribe to not miss any new videos that come out. Laters!